Hello everyone and welcome! So, you all wanna know what's my opinion on Jhin, and so here it comes. I will record all of this live without any cuts so you get the full experience of my thoughts. So without further ado, let's look into the teasers that were released before this cinematic trailer. So, people came up with a lot of different theories on how these teasers are connected. From what it seems like to me, all of these champions are connected with some kind of regret. Or perhaps with something they just can't have. Let's look at the first one, let's look at Zed. At the beginning, I thought that Zed was being shot in his chest. That would be because he basically surrendered his body to the shadows. He most likely does not have a human body anymore, he is basically made out of shadows. That's why, when you look at the teaser, you can see that the tree is not only growing from his eye, but also from his neck. And I thought it was also growing from his chest and the rest of his body. But later, when we look into the cinematic trailer, you'll see that I was wrong. He was shot in his eye, probably because he always wanted to be the Eye of Twilight, but he never was. He never was able to be because Shen was always better. Then we have the second teaser, which is Sona. Sona is a perfect musician, one of the best in the world. The problem is that she does not have a voice, so she can't sing. Then we have Garen, and most people thought that Garen was simply blinded by justice. But if you look at the teaser, you can see that he was shot in his heart. A lot of people said that is his shoulder, but no, it is actually his left side and it is very close to his heart. The reason for that is that the Massian warriors have a code, and according to this code, they cannot flee, they cannot run from battle, and they can only fight with courage and justice. But in one battle one day, Garen went into battle and there he met Katarina. We don't know what happened, but we know that Garen and Katarina fell in love. So Garen had not the courage to kill her and he just left her be. After that, he returned to Demacia and he never talked about it again. This is still some kind of regret. And then we have Vi. Vi is the only one that I was able to predict. She has the exact same regrets as everyone else. Vi used to be wreaking havoc, similarly to Jinx. Maybe on a lower level, because she was in a gang of smaller children, but still. One day, she and her gang were stealing from some miners, actually I think it was factory, and then the mine shafts below the factory went crumbling down, and Vi decided to save the trapped miners inside. She took the hands of a mining robot, she augmented them and she used them as her own arms. That's why she is wearing those giant gloves. These are actually hands of a robot. She then used these hands to free the miners and then realized that these hands are so powerful that she can just wreak havoc even more. But then Caitlyn called her and Caitlyn said that either she is going to fight for her or she's going to jail. So of course, Vi was forced to fight for law and justice, and that's exactly what she does not want. She is basically fighting against herself, and that's why I thought that she was going to be shot in her heart. Also, before we go into the cinematic trailer, I have to point something out. Ever since the very beginning, everyone was saying that he was just killing everyone, and that is not true. If you look at their expressions, you can clearly see that they are not actually in pain, so I don't think he is actually killing them. It almost looks like he is actually helping them in some way. And that's why I thought that Riot is not going to release another maniac with a gun, because we already have Graves and Lucian, and maybe Caitlyn. So I thought that he is actually going to be a support with a gun, because that would make sense. I don't think that Riot would release another champion with a gun with the same gameplay and with the same mechanics as the other champions with guns. But enough about that, so let's look into the cinematic trailer you were all waiting for. Alright, so let's get going. Alright, so I have to pause the video already because this seems like his eye, although it may not be, it's just a little detail, but this all, this whole cinematic is starting with a smoke. That's why I think that his theme is not shadows, but smoke. Or perhaps something that he can hide behind. Now this first shot is his first element. I will talk about this a bit later, but this is the fire element. And a lot of people think that this is Vi. I don't think it's a Vi. I would think that it is Jinx, but I just think it's just a random guy. It's just a random woman. Yeah, because there is no proof that this is an actual champion. Also, you can notice that she's been shot into her back, probably into her heart again, because it's her left side. And also notice that the roses are only growing from where she's been shot. I will talk about this a bit later, you'll see what I mean. Now in this shot, a lot of people think that he is using some kind of a freezing bullet, of some kind of ice bullet. And I don't think so, because of one reason. And that is, if I was doing this shot, I would make sure that the inside of his barrel is actually freezing. Or if not that, I would at least add in a freezing sound effect. But they did not use either of these, and so I don't think this is ice. I actually think this is some kind of light. Now here you see a guy that is very similar to Tribularize. This could mean two things. Either this is actually Rise before he, tattooed himself and found the scroll, but again, I think this is just a random guy, probably someone from Mount Targon, just according to the clothing that he has. But other than that, I'm not quite sure. Also, you can notice that these are the same crystals that Garen was shot with. So if some people think that this is actually Garen, I don't think so, because, look how skinny he is. But this is the same kind of gun. Then we have the spark. I don't really think this has anything to do with the magic he's using. And a lot of people think that this is Sona. And I don't think so, because if you look at the teaser, you can see that there is a lot of blue hair all around her, and there is nothing in this shot. There are the butterflies, but I think that the butterflies are the effect of his gun or of his shot that he's using. So this has nothing to do with being mute or anything like that. This is just the effect of one of his shots. And hold on, I need to get back. This is the sign of his gun, and this goes very well with my theory that he has 4 bullets, because this actually shows us the 4 different bullets that this gun can shoot. Also, you can notice that he is most likely left-handed, and I will kind of blow your mind in the end, but here in this shot you can see that there is nothing on his left side where he should be standing, which means that he is holding the gun with his left hand. There was a shot at the beginning somewhere where he was shooting it from the other side, and you could see some kind of silhouette of the person on the other side. So yes, he has one gun and he is left-handed. And this shot is, from what it seems, I thought it is similar to the light one, but then I noticed that these are actually roots coming from the sides or branches of a tree. Also notice where he's shooting. He is again shooting in the heart. So if you connect all of these people, it seems like all of them also had some kind of regret, or they, want something they can't have. And so Jhin is actually helping them by, I don't know if he's augmenting them or if he's healing them or granting them some kind of power, but it seems like he is not actually killing them. But yeah, as this guy turns, I don't think it's a Zed, by the way. He is going to he is going to get shot in his heart. And here it is. You can see that the tree is actually growing from his left side and not from his right side. The branches of his right side are just going around his shoulder. So this means that the tree is actually growing from where he is being shot. This is exactly the same as all the other effects. The roses were also going just from the shot. The light, the guy that was shot was probably being shot in his head, from what it seemed. And then you get the woman with the butterflies. I have no idea what that is. That just gives us no information at all. But this shot actually, it revealed one thing, and that is that I was wrong with my Z theory that the tree was growing from within him because, he surrendered his body. The thing is that this confirms that Zed was actually shot in his eye because the tree is actually growing from his eye. Also notice that Zed was shot in his left eye. I will talk about it a bit later. You can also see that the guy is reaching with his right arm on his left side, which shows that, the tree is actually growing from his left side. Also, this seems to be in Ionia. I have no idea why it would be there, but it seems to be. And here you can see his eye. And now there are two things that we have to consider. First of all, either Riot went for super realistic look, and that's why, even though he's male, they gave him all these eyelashes. Also, you can see that he is definitely a human because of the skin, but it is possible that Riot gave him these eyelashes so that he hints that he is a female. I don't think he is a female, but it is a possibility. And now look at this. If you pause the video at the right moment, you can see that the marks on his mask are actually red. This kind of indicates the bleeding from his eye. And this goes very well together with this basic cinematography. If you look at his face, everyone is like, oh, this mask looks so good. But half of his mask is in light and the other one is in dark. Also, if you look at the mask, you can see these beautiful carvings on his left side, here on the top and then here on the bottom. His right side is just plain and with these marks across his eye. This kinda indicates that he does not have a right eye. He only has left eye. Also, in this shot, his eye looks way more feminine than before. Other than that, I don't think the carvings really have too much of an information in them. I think he does not have right eye. Also, Zed was shot in the left eye, which kind of would go together with this one. But other than that, I don't think there's any other information in this. He looks to be, hunched over, so it seems to be a man just from how he stands. Also, he's grabbing his collar or maybe his gun. I can't really tell what's going on down there. But that's it. But there is one more thing that I want to show you. Just listen to the music. Riot is very good at using the music to tell the story of the champion even before they release their lore. In this music you can see a solo violin with the godly chorals at the back. This kind of indicates that this champion is going to be lone wolf, working on his own. So I don't think he is going to be part of Zed's, the League of Shadows. Sorry, I don't really remember what they are called. But I don't think he is someone who uses shadows similar to Zed. I don't think he is from Ionia, because Ionia is basically full of people that work together. And I honestly don't know where he could be from. But this music really is a beautiful one. And that's the thing. The only beautiful place that I can think of is Ionia. But I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be from there. Also, if you look at this mask, this is another thought that I have, if I find it quickly. The mask is either some kind of stone, or it could actually be a bone. But that's just a thought that I had. Other than that, I don't really know what else. So yeah, this has been my thoughts on Jhin, the next champion. So we have only 1 week. After that 1 week, our speculations will be over, because the new PBE will hit and the champions will be released. So I hope you enjoyed my theories and my mumbling and my live commentary with a lot of mistakes, and I guess as always, thank you, come again.